The best way to generate winning ads is taking what currently works in the market and making your own better version of it. Now many brands try this, but then they just end up copying the competitor ads. And this is exactly what we want to avoid, because then you sound like everyone else. And especially if you try to establish yourself against bigger competitors, there's not really a reason to buy from you specifically instead of from your bigger, more established competitor. So in this video, I will show you exactly how to make your own winning versions of winning ads of other brands without just straight copying. So you actually stand out and can scale your brand and eventually also overtake your competitors. My name is William and I've generated over 12 million in sales for 7- and 8-figure e-commerce brands with performance creatives and meta ad systems. With that having said, let's get straight into the video. So the way I will show you how to do it is just by straight examples. We get right into the action, we watch the ad, and then I will tell you exactly how to take it apart and make your own version of it. The framework essentially is to find a winning ad, take its structure apart, take its winning elements apart, and then make your own version with those elements instead of just copying it one by one. So here's an example of how to do that. Let's first watch the ad. This is a winning ad of pillow brand.
This is how I got rid of my neck pain for less than $60. I was honestly surprised when this worked for me because I had pretty much tried everything. Pain medication, massages twice a week, chiropractor visits. Sure, I'd feel some immediate relief, but it would never last for very long. I even tried like 5 different pillows, fluffy ones, flat ones, firm ones, but nothing. But then I found this really interesting looking one, and it turns out the culprit really was my pillow. This new butterfly design gives you support in all the right places. I haven't felt this well rested in years. Mornings are now a breeze because I just feel so rejuvenated and actually wake up pain-free, which I have not been able to say in a very long time. And then at night, I don't dread going to bed because I know I'll get great sleep. It's all thanks to my new Dream Sheet pillow. Get yourself one too. It will be the best thing you did for your sleep and your body.
So that was the ad, and now as you can see, it got like 29 million views, 20k likes, very successful winning ad. Now what you want to do now is to just go ahead and basically make a table like this with the script breakdown. So you want to have here the elements, the breakdown, and the script. For the script, it's very simple. You just write down the whole script that they had. Now for the elements, you actually take the ad apart and understand like what each segment of the script actually accomplishes and why it is there in the script. So as you can see, you can just take apart the ad into things like hook, failed solutions, failed solution 2, product intro, benefits, value affirmation, and call to action. So let's go just together through this. So those are essentially the elements, the structure that you can just use for your own winning ad if you're in the same industry. But right now we will go a step deeper and actually analyze why those elements are so successful and why they are there. So first of all, the hook. This is how I got rid of my neck pain for less than $60. Well, this is very effective because people who have neck pain problems, they consider things like massages, they consider things like chiropractors, which is quite expensive. So if they get such a hook, it's very targeted towards them, and of course they will watch it. Now again, as I mentioned, because they already tried so many things, and what exactly they tried you will find in your market research by reading reviews, by checking what competitors claim, and so on. So here they actually go exactly into this. They mention massages, they mention chiropractor visits, and they also say, I was honestly surprised when this worked, because they know that the audience is fatigued with things and solutions that really didn't work for them. So by mentioning those and mentioning the expense, convenience, and short-term effects of their product in comparison to other alternatives, they position the product as the long-term, cheaper and more convenient solution. So then it becomes a no-brainer to actually go for that product. So in this section, they address failed solutions, but then here they address competitor products. So basically failed products here. This is not always necessary, but in this market, because like everyone knows those pillows, they also need to mention it to make sure they just differentiate themselves from all the other pillow brands. So after going through those failed solutions and resonating with the audience because they had the same experiences, they actually introduce their own product, and immediately they mention a unique selling point, which is like the unique mechanism, the butterfly design. Also, they mention the benefits from the unique mechanism, which is the butterfly design. They just give it a name to make it sound like a new unique solution so that people are actually more interested in that, because like that's a cognitive bias. If people see that something is new, they are more interested because it's more likely that it helps them than old stuff that didn't work. At least this is how the human brain works. So after introducing the product, they go through the benefits, and instead of just going through the benefits, they also go through the transformation. So they mention mornings are no breeze because I just feel so rejuvenated. And then at night, I don't dread going to bed because I know I'll get great sleep. So this is essentially the core desire that people actually want. And this is what people buy. They don't really buy the pillow, they buy the benefits of the pillow. So it's very important within the script that you go from problem or like failed solutions to not just the product and then pitch it, but to position the product as a bridge to the desired state. So this is why it's important that you never really finish off your scripts with just the product, but you just position it as the bridge to the desired state, and then people are buying into that desired state because essentially you're just solving a problem and they buy the outcome, not your product. Towards the end, they have one short value affirmation. This is just, well, not necessarily needed, but again, like to lead all the benefits back to the product before the CTA, and then they go ahead and pitch you the product and ask you to buy it. So this is just one example of how you can structure your script and also how you can take apart a winning ad of a competitor to make your own version of it. After doing this, if you want to make your own winning version of this kind of ad, you just want to keep the structure and basically achieve the same things that the script achieves here for that brand, but then of course swap the script out with things that are actually unique to your product. And you can even put this butterfly pillow into the failed solutions if it makes sense based on the research. You can mine all their reviews, find the unhappy customers, and then also address this kind of pillow as a failed solution or failed product. And this is how you make an ad that is better than your competitor's ad and overtake them. But this was just one example. So to make it more clear, let's move on to the next example. Here we have an ad for mushroom gummies. So first of all, let's watch it.
The reason you should only take 2 of these mushroom gummies is because they're super powerful. Although they are potent, as long as you only take 2 a day, you'll be fine. They help to eliminate brain fog while sharpening memory. They promote calmness and relaxation, so they're great for anxiety. These things are called super mushroom gummies for a reason. They're all natural, they're gluten-free, they're lab tested, they have no allergens in them, and they're made in the United States. They have no seed oils, no stevia, no soy, no nuts, no GMOs, no preservatives or BPAs. If you've never tried super mushroom gummies before, you seriously need to give it a go. They feel and taste like magic. Order yours today.
So as you can see, again, 4 million views, 6.5k likes, very, very successful ad. Now we want to do the same, take apart the script. Here you can see it's divided into those sections. Like first of all, of course, write down the script, and then you can divide them into hook, product intro, benefit stack, and then they have something that I call objection handling stack. We'll come to that, and then the call to action. So in the hook, they mention that the mushroom gummies are super powerful, and this is why you should only take 2 of them. So this evokes a lot of curiosity, and you also wonder, okay, what happens if you take more? So this hooks you in and lets you watch the video. So it keeps it vague, it baits you into watching more to understand why they are so powerful as well. And then they go over to the product intro. They mention that although they are so potent, if you only take 2 a day, you'll be fine. This again builds more curiosity by making it sound dangerous. And then people want to watch it to the end. So right after, to not lose retention and cut any fat of the ad, they just immediately continue with the benefit stack and actually tell people directly what it does. So it tells them all the benefits like eliminate brain fog, sharpening memory, promote calmness, relaxation, also great for anxiety, and then they give a reason to why they are called super mushroom gummies. So they give their target group a lot of buying reasons to solve the issues exactly with which they are struggling. And right after that, they go over into objection handling. And this is something that you can only do if you do research in your Facebook ad comments, if you do research in your reviews, and then essentially find things that people usually have objections to and reasons why they usually don't buy. So all those trends right now, like to not eat gluten, to not eat seed oils, to not eat stevia or soy or nuts, or like genetically modified products, they included all here to essentially tell people, okay, like this product, no matter what objections or like dietary restrictions you have for yourself, like it takes it all away, all reasons to not buy essentially, which then of course takes away the skepticism and moves more people beyond their action threshold to actually trust the product and buy it. The CTA here is also very clever because they say if you've never tried it before, try it. And the reason why it is so clever is because if you ask people to just try it and say something like they taste like magic, try them. So try them is a way smaller ask, or at least it's perceived as a way smaller ask than like subscribe to it and consume it every single month or just buy it. So essentially they build again more curiosity around them in the CTA, and then they just ask to try them. And this implies that, well, if you don't like them, you just bought one package, then you can not buy them any further. But if you like them, you keep buying them, of course. And this is how they get more people to try them and then get more people into their customer base. And then, of course, more people actually stay with them and keep buying from them. So this is very clever because they basically don't ask you immediately to sleep with them in bed, but they ask you step by step to become their customer. And then if you like it, you just keep purchasing it. So again, this is very effective. You can use it for your product and your industry, especially if the awareness level and the sophistication level of the market of this brand aligns with your own brand. If you're not that familiar with awareness stages and sophistication stages, you really want to learn that because that's the fundament to resonate with your audience. So in case you want to learn it, I will link a video at the end of this video where I explain in detail what that is and how to use that in your messaging. Now, as the last example, let's take a look at this ad and analyze it and its structure as well.
Here are 3 reasons you need to try this anti-snoring device. Number 1, the soft medical grade material makes it comfortable to wear all night while you're sleeping without a custom fitting. Number 2, Z-Quiet is prescription free, which means no doctor visits and no expensive sleep studies. And finally, number 3, Z-Quiet is the only anti-snoring device that attacks snoring at your root cause, which is the soft tissue falling back in your throat, obstructing the airway. And I have to say, ever since trying Z-Quiet, I have never slept better and my snoring has stopped altogether, which means I'm way more restful and alert during the day. And plus, my blood pressure is finally back at a normal and healthy range. Z-Quiet is FDA cleared and doctor recommended. Your health may be seriously suffering from your snoring. Check out Z-Quiet.
So again, very successful ad, 9 million views, 17k likes, and now let's take a look at the structure. So first of all, the hook is 3 reasons why you need to try this. And this is very simple, but also very clever because it doesn't make you only curious about what the 3 reasons are, but it also gives a reason to watch the video to the end because you want to consume all 3 reasons. So it builds curiosity to watch it, but it also increases retention, which is super clever. So if you haven't tried a 3 reasons video ad yet, I would highly recommend to do so. So essentially what they do in this hook is they bait you into watching it, and they also call out the avatar. That is basically people who are snoring. So they target them by saying it's an anti-snoring device. And this helps with the targeting on the platforms a lot because then only the right people watch the ad and the ad gets pushed towards the right people with its optimization. So of course they get immediately into the reasons to deliver what they actually promised. And the first thing is they actually introduce their unique mechanism. This is very effective because in the beginning you want to tell your prospects why you're actually different from your competitors. Because if they associate your product with all your competitors and think, oh, it's just another XYZ, then they have no reason to buy from you. They could also just buy from any other brand. So this is very smart. Always start off by telling why you're different if you have many competitors in the space. So reason 2 is again disqualifying failed solutions and then presenting your as the best alternative. As I already mentioned in the previous breakdown, you can see that it goes back to expense, convenience, and short-term solution. In comparison to the other products, it's way better than doctor visits in terms of convenience and expense because it's way more convenient and less expensive than something like doctor visits. So reason number 3 is education, and it essentially tells you that, well, it attacks the snoring at the root cause instead of just solving the symptoms, which is quite common in the modern medicine. So this is again presenting their unique mechanism and telling people why this is better than anything else on the market. After that, they have a short testimonial phrase, and here it's just showing the transformation and the desired outcome, which is what I mentioned previously, because people don't really buy your product, they buy their desired state, which your product helps them to reach. And this positions the product as the bridge to achieve the desired outcome. Now, after that, the testimonial continues, and they also add the pain point resolution, the desired state again. So here, the benefits of the benefits, essentially, because they've already mentioned that the snoring has stopped, but people, well, they might care a bit about not snoring, but what is way more important is that they are restful and more alert during the day. They are healthy blood pressure, and so on. So this is a very good framework to actually go deeper in your ad. Never just think of the benefit of the benefit. Think, what are people actually buying? What's the desired state? It's not just not snoring, because if snoring wouldn't be harmful or like nobody would care about it, why would people care to solve it? Towards the end, it builds again more trust with unique selling points like FDA cleared and doctor recommended. And then right before the CTA, they loop back to the problem and are basically fear-mongering, saying that you might be actually suffering more from it than you think. So you should definitely check it out. And again, if you want to make your own winning ad and the awareness and sophistication stage of your market aligns with this one, you can just take the structure and apply it to your own product. Now, if you want me to help you with a consistent quality flow of performing creatives, just click the link in the description and schedule a free call with me today. And also, as I promised, here's the video about market awareness. This is essential for your creatives to actually resonate with your market. So learn this, apply this to your creatives, and you will see much better results right away.